Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
There is still, I called them the COVID Karen community out there, who are ratting out people, gyms or birthday parties for opening. They are scared to death still. They're hibernating in their basement. You know what? Good for you. If you want to, get obsessed of fear that isn't there, that's your right. Don't ruin it for the rest of us. I look back with some perverse amusement to a year ago this time when I was going to Pearson International Airport tracking the flights that came in, something the mainstream media didn't hearken on till 3 months later, I think in the month of June.
Yeah.
But I look at myself and not only am I wearing a mask, I'm wearing safety goggles and latex gloves because this was uncharted waters for us, wasn't it, Sheila? The way it was being presented, it wasn't like, it's just another SARS, it'll come and go in a few weeks or so. It was almost like the second coming of Ebola. But what we learned, is, first of all, models are not data, right? The grim.
Yeah, we learned that with climate change, though, David. I don't know why we thought it would make sense this time, because it didn't work the last time.
Good point. And we've also learned in the last year who are vulnerable to this virus, and that is seniors, especially those in long-term care facilities with a condition, and who's practically invulnerable. That would be young people who are healthy. And yet there is still, I called them the COVID Karen community out there, who are ratting out people, gyms or birthday parties for opening. They are scared to death still. They're hibernating in their basement. You know what? Good for you. If you want to, get obsessed of fear that isn't there, that's your right. Don't ruin it for the rest of us. And I got to tell you, Sheila, one last thing. We should be saying, we're coming out of the woods, and they're slowly in Canada, you see the lockdowns easing. And yet I read a story in the paper about Sunnybrook Hospital here in Toronto preparing for the third wave, right? So, like I said, there is a certain element out there that doesn't want to relinquish their power on us thanks to this excuse of a virus.
Yeah, now looking back after a year, it seems as though China was playing 3D chess with us and we didn't even realize, in that they knew people like me and probably people like you, given how you were going to the airport. We think of China as absolute liars, the communist state of China. And so when they were talking about the virus, naturally, you and I assume, well, they're talking about this the same way that they are talking about the genocide of the Uyghurs, as in it's not all that bad. So whatever they were telling us, I naturally presumed it's way worse. They're a bunch of liars, and they're not going to ever be honest with us about how bad it is. And it felt, looking back again now, it feels like a psyop, because the only images we were getting out of China at the time were leaked images about just how bad it was.
Yeah.
How they're fogging the streets at night, the streets are empty, people are locked in their home, and that very well could have been true. But how much of that was theater to scare the Western world to shutting down their economy?
Yeah.
I don't like to be conspiratorial. Again, I always preface this with, those are my tendencies, and I always look back and think, okay, well, there was a conspiracy and we played right into their hands. I mean, they know that we thought that I continue to think that the Chinese government are a bunch of liars. And so to prompt us to close down our economies, why not play into that knowledge that we have and force us to overreact? And that's exactly what we did.
Oh, hi friends. What you just saw there is a clip from our Rebel News daily live stream show. It's fun, it's fast, and it's completely unscripted, so you never really know what you're going to get. Just go to rebelnews.com/livestream to sign up for special alerts